Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of almost all ages, with parental consent, the Sick Twisted Minds at Sacrificial Pawn Productions brings you a new style horror film, like nothing you have seen before. There are no cops, no investigations. There is no backstory, no follow-up of the victims who were brutally tortured and murdered. Our story isn't about them. Normal Terror is about a single dad struggling to make ends meet. His son is his first priority. He goes to work, pays his bills, and is generally a great dad. The twist comes after he puts his son to bed. This is where he releases his stress. Some people do yoga, some hit the gym, some go for runs, some people paint on a canvas. An anonymous source once wrote on an abandoned asylum wall, "I never understood people until I took one apart just to see how it worked." If you are rear-ended in traffic, most people's thought runs to anger and their primal instincts of hurting the other party. Sam Neill does not have the ability to stop that primal instinct. Let us take you into the mind of a killer. Normal Terror is a concept from the mind of Sam Mason, who wrote, directed, produced, and is starring in this new age feature film.
Let's get slicing and dicing with Sir Sturdy horror fans. On this podcast, you will hear me and a guest do some movie reviews, random funny horror chats, and whatever else comes to mind. So tune in, kick back, relax, and always remember, I'll see you in your nightmares.
Well, just Jason's mask.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment we've all been waiting for. Got the Nightmare Shop. How you guys doing? We got RHEANON again. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. And we're talking about the movie Mandy with my least favorite person in the world, Nicolas Cage. And this is going to be an interesting podcast because I'm actually not going to talk as much shit about Nicolas Cage as I thought I would, because like for the first, okay, I'm just gonna get right into it. Fuck it. For the first like hour-ish of the movie, maybe a little longer, I don't remember. Couldn't really hold my attention, but he wasn't in it too much, so I can't blame like that first hour all on him like I wanted to originally.
That's actually a good point because it's mostly her. I'm telling these fucked up stories. Yeah.
And like, I don't know what they were drinking, smoking, sniffing, popping, taking. I don't know however else you could take a drug, but whatever they were taking, whoever made this movie, they were on some shit. Because with the fucking colors and just everything going on so slow, I was just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, this movie, you know, me and Gutsy Greg were talking about how artsy it was, you know, right before we came on with you guys. And he had a very interesting take on artsy movies when it comes to horror.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that sometimes, okay, like I'm into artsy horror movies to an extent. Like I consider The Shining pretty artsy. You know, like Stanley Kubrick is somewhat artsy, and so in that sense, like I totally dig The Shining. But then there's movies like Neon Demon or The Witch that really do like nothing for me. Like in my opinion, if you want to watch a good witch movie, go watch like Lords of Salem,
The Autopsy of Jane Doe.
Yeah, that was good.
That was a really cool. But I mean, like, I'm not really into super artsy horror movies. This kind of like fluttered that line for me. I think there was enough action in it. It maybe the coolest chainsaw fight ever in this movie.
That was the biggest chainsaw in the world.
Yes, it freaking was.
I mean, that was like a Victor Crowley-sized fucking chainsaw.
Right.
Yeah.
Saw 3.
And, you know, so in that sense, there was a lot of really good things, but then there were some scenes like very spaghetti Western, like super drawn out. You're just kind of like, oh, this is a little, like, why are we looking at this burn test body for 5 minutes
Right.
listening to King Crimson? And I'm all about King Crimson, but come on.
I loved the gore in this movie, and I loved the kills in this movie. I thought that was just fucking... I loved that, and I loved the animated the animated scenes in the movie. That was like what I actually liked about the movie.
That was great. Yeah.
And like honestly, that's really all I really liked about the movie was the animated scenes and the kills, the blood, the gore. You were talking about the chainsaw. I like how he fucking threw the chain around the guy's neck, pulled him down, and he just fucking dies on the chainsaw. Gets cut up on the chainsaw. I thought that was dope.
It was very cool, man. It was very like, you said like the first hour or so was very kind of like, and it was because it was her talking about this awful shit and him just kind of staring at her and her laying on the floor watching the lightning and shit.
Her as in Mandy.
Yeah.
She was actually, and she was, this movie. I will say that, like, people kind of call it a horror movie. I don't think at any point in this movie I was really that scared. Except there were certain scenes where, like, she was looking directly in the camera, like that scene where she was kind of coming out of the water and looking directly in the camera, and she had different sized cubicles and shit. Like that. That's the image of her almost scared me more than any part of the movie. And she had that big scar on her face, and she was just kind of like...
It's like Zelda from Pet Sematary.
She was hard to not look at, It was like a car wreck.
Zelda was scary.
Okay. So we were talking before we started recording.
Car wreck.
we were talking before we started recording. Did they mention anything about the scar on her face? Or do we know where that came from?
I don't know why, but I always assumed it was some kind of like sexual assault.
Yeah, that's what I attested it to.
You could tell that because at that scene where she like laughs, that dude into like where he gets so pissed off and eventually has his way with her.
Mm-hmm.
But like it almost like that scene was almost kind of like she had been there before and she knew exactly like how she was gonna like treat this dude, and she knew that she wasn't gonna make this dude she wasn't gonna satisfy this dude in any way.
Okay.
And so in that sense, like it almost like she gave off this veteran type, like she's been there, done that, like awful, fuck you, dude, who are you?
Awful thing to be a veteran in.
Yeah, true.
Jesus Christ Almighty.
But she was really good. I don't know, it kind of stunk that she went out midway through the movie, I guess.
But it made for some kick-ass revenge.
Absolutely, they built her character up like really well.
Well, you kind of felt for her.
Did you cry?
You felt bad for her, and then like this fucking crazy gang comes in and starts stabbing people in the goddamn stomach and shit, and
it was like a Road Warrior demon gang.
Dude, it was very Road Warrior. It was like...
And were they demons? Like, what were they? Were those real, or were they...
Cenobites, almost.
Yeah, they were like these... Yeah, it's kind of what they... I mean, they were henchmen, but they almost made them look, inhuman. Like, they were some kind of like... That's actually kind of a good reference. Like, they're almost like this, like, motorcycle gang of Cenobites.
Yeah, dude. Cenobites on wheels, man.
That was actually another part of them. Excuse me, of the movie that I thought was cool. I like the way that those things looked.
Yeah, man.
I thought they looked pretty
and
cool.
Their voices were scary.
Like everything about them was cool.
Yeah, I wasn't petrified of them as I was like Cenobites, like Chatterbox and Butterball. Fuck all that shit and a bag of chips.
All right, Greg.
These motherfuckers, I feel like I could like, oh shit, Greg Bale, run!
Yeah, and I'm fucked because I got cankles, dude, and I'm slow as fuck. No way I'm getting out of that situation.
I got bad side. I'd definitely be the one
I appreciate you like considering me, but I'm the first one to die. Of the four of us, I'm the first one to die. My cankles kill me.
Well, as long as it's not me, I'm good. Because you guys already know how I feel about being the black guy dying first. I know when I'm scared and in danger, I will take off. I'm not gonna be a hero.
You like the little kid in Halloween 2018.
Or Reckless Reggie from Friday the 13th Part 5.
Absolutely, that's true.
He just took off. He screamed and he ran, and he's still running to this day right now.
Yeah, he's running in all of our hearts, man.
But I got Greg and John. I got a question for you, and it has to do with this movie. Now, remember the scene where I don't know his name? The dude opens up the robe, and a couple minutes later, the girl starts laughing.
Yeah.
Has that happened to you guys?
When hasn't it happened?
Oh man.
On the daily.
So
how many Sundays now?
Right, man.
is this you?
Now,
Now,
Oh.
we flash each other.
He's all, shut up!
Wow.
Shut up!
you guys just.
No. As fucked up as that scene was, like that was like one of the most powerful scenes if you think about it, though, because he's just, I know, she's almost like, fucking with him.
Mm-hmm.
I got a question for you, Sturdy.
What's up?
How many times have you stood in your underwear in the bathroom, screaming at the top of your lungs, pouring vodka on your wounds? Like,
Honestly, I can't say I've ever done that. But if I was Nicolas Cage, I'd probably be doing that
Bullshit.
every
you never
day.
went rollerblading and skinned your knees, man? Got real pissed and mom had to put alcohol on it?
Nah, I can't say I have.
I've
I've poured I've poured rubbing alcohol on wounds, but not vodka. That's wasting vodka.
Oh my gosh.
That's another reason.
Oh man, my family was wild, y'all.
Does Nicolas Cage have to yell in like every fucking movie he's in? He's ah! I don't want to yell too loud because people are sleeping downstairs, but he's always fucking yelling.
Yeah.
That scene kind of fucked with me, man, because I remember I started to laugh like 2 minutes into his yelling, and then after that it just got really weird, and I felt bad for everybody because I'm the asshole that laughed at this guy that's going crazy.
I was laughing at that too.
As fucked up as it was actually like one of his better scenes in the movie. Just because, dude, imagine having to perform that scene. Like, you're vulnerable, you're standing there in those tight-ass underwear, you got this fucking baseball tee on, and you're all fucked up, your girl just died, and they're like, all right, portray this. Just yell a lot and, just do what you do.
I would probably start crying. Like a cry yell. All loud and shit. That's what I would have done. That would have stepped it up more. That's what he should have did. He started crying after, but he should have did it from the beginning, like a cry yell. He would have been good. And,
man. That's fucked up.
Okay, listen, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be the first time and probably last time you hear me say something nice about Nicolas Cage. That tiger shirt he had was fucking awesome.
But it was not his favorite.
No, it wasn't. The 44 shirt was his favorite, which was it was an ugly shirt, but I understand why it was his favorite because his girl was wearing it earlier in the movie.
Yeah, right.
So
right.
I respect that. Okay, two things I said nice about Nicolas Cage.
You ripped my shirt.
My favorite shirt.
You're starting to kind of get fuzzies over fucking
Dude, do you want to go
Nicolas Cage.
see National Treasure 3?
Or do I need to go send you face off or something?
Face Off wasn't bad.
Face Off was dope.
We talked this. Face Off was good, and so was Gone in 60. Well, Gone in 60 Seconds, like I said before, I liked because of the females, and I liked because of the cars. I love cars, and I don't love women. I love one woman, my wife. But
nice age.
Back in my single days, when I seen this movie when I was a kid. The girls look, they were cute in the movie.
Oh yeah, dude, Angelina Jolie, she was cute.
I wanted my hair like her so bad.
You're driving hot cars, hot cars, man. Who doesn't love that shit, man?
And I love cars. Like I'm a muscle car person. So yeah.
I've been noticing that, by the way. You've been putting some car stuff up lately.
You go to a lot of
not that I'm
races.
complaining, but do you race?
I do. Occasionally, I drag race actually. But real quick with the car thing, one thing I hate, which sounds kind of weird. I hate when you see a real nice car, like in a car magazine or whatever, and there's a girl standing in front of it, like bending over it. If I wanted to see you, I would be on a different type of website or a different type of magazine. I'm here to look at a really nice car. I love old school muscle cars, and you're blocking my fucking view. Move.
Move, bitch.
Yeah, all oiled up. No, I want to see the car with a nice, nice washed, clean car, waxed. I don't need to see you while you move. Step to the right, step to the right.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't mind if they're standing in front of the car. It's not a big deal to me. But I mean, it's not like
it's blocking
it doesn't
view.
ruin the picture. But I get what you're saying.
See, for me, it does, and then what makes me even more mad because I'm such a car
I like
person.
to give them stories like, oh, that's Tina's car. Cool.
What makes it even? What makes me even more mad? We'll get back to the movie in a minute, fans. Don't worry. Is like when they're laying on the car, when they're sitting on the hood of the car. Because
Oh,
I
if you're
would
dead-
listen if that happened. I would call Chris Brown and be like, "Look, get her off my car, Chris. I know you can do it because I know what you do."
Oh man, dude, if Rihanna listens to this, dude, you're going on. We all are.
Listen.
I love Rihanna.
If Rihanna listens to this podcast, which I would be so happy, and she can share it all over the place, she'd make a diss song about me and say Sir Sturdy in the podcast. People would wonder who Sir Sturdy was. They would Google it and then listen to the podcast. Boom.
All publicity is good publicity.
You're
bro.
right. You're right, man.
Exactly.
Dude, but what do you think the most famous car in horror is? Like, there's so many.
It's
like,
tough.
You know, in like superhero movies, it's like the Batmobile.
I would, yeah.
Yeah.
I would maybe most popular if you want to count TV shows. Maybe the car from Supernatural, the Impala, 60s, what is it, 67 Impala,
Nice.
which is the really nice car.
That is a nice.
What
car.
about the?
I love that car.
But I feel like muscle cars, old school muscle cars, can work with damn near any horror movie. It's just that look, the toughness of the car. It doesn't even have to have a nice paint job on it, and you're just like, that's a badass fucking car.
What
Yeah.
about
If it's
the
Christine,
Delta?
it's alive.
Yes, I fucking love Christine. I love that movie. And
That's a
one of them.
Plymouth Fury, I believe.
Yeah, 54.
real quick
right?
with that one, the first time I seen that movie was maybe 5 or 6 years ago. I was watching it at my father's house, and my father is not into horror movies at all. But he watched that. He's seen that movie before a few times, and I watched that. First time I seen it was with my father. That's where I get the love for cars from.
Cool.
That's cool.
So that was cool. So I love that fucking movie.
Dude, Sam Raimi puts his Delta 88 in almost every movie he does.
Yep.
That's a fucking
Nice.
cool car, and that's just
And-
like an obscure thing he does.
Yeah, that's a
Well,
really.
no, all the shit in the trunk that was in Evil Dead, that was all really in the trunk. If you
Yeah.
have Fangoria, there's an issue of Fangoria in there, and that was actually really in there.
I'm
That's so
glad
cool.
you said that because I was talking about Evil Dead with somebody. I forgot when. Didn't we just do a podcast on Evil Dead?
You did. I couldn't make it.
Who did I do that with?
I don't know.
I don't
It
Hey,
know.
wasn't on like Monday or
Sounds
something.
like Evil Dead. What the hell? Jeez.
Yeah, that's like my favorite.
You know what it was? I pointed that Fangoria thing. I pointed that out, and whoever I was doing the podcast with, I cannot remember. And if you're listening to this episode, I apologize. I don't have the list in front of me right now, but I pointed that out, and they didn't remember seeing that in the movie. I'm glad you said that though, so I'm not the only person that's seen it. I
Mhm.
wasn't making it up.
Nope.
What about the Creeper Mobile from Jeepers Creepers?
I love that
Ew.
fucking thing.
Beating you.
That's.
That's-
I mean,
Suck.
it's cool as far as like, just because it's iconic. I feel, but
Yeah.
it's
Scary.
it's not. Fuck it, I'd drive it. I'm not even gonna lie. If it has gas in it, I'm gonna drive it.
You find out the third one, that thing has a mind of its own.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like and there's that 18-wheeler toy truck in Maximum Overdrive. That's a really cool looking vehicle too.
What about the 18-wheeler that hit Gage in Pet Sematary?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Which,
Eh,
speaking of Pet
If I had a
Sematary,
son, I was gonna name him Gage
How cool.
after
cool.
that movie.
speaking of Pet Cemetery, this is for all three of you? Are you guys gonna go see that movie in,
Fuck yeah.
in theaters?
Mhm.
Fuck yeah.
Mhm.
I got to.
We're trying to present it somewhere in St. Louis.
Yeah, we're trying to present it at hopefully an STL cinema, but we want to like me and John love that movie so much. We would love to co-host or host it somewhere. So
Yeah.
That would be fucking
Be
awesome.
awesome.
That would be very awesome. I'm
Oh,
gonna,
yeah.
I think John Lithgow is gonna fucking knock it out of the park. Just
Oh
watching
yeah.
or like I don't know, it just seems so much like the book. I mean,
Yeah.
so
Mhm.
it looks cool.
It really does. It looks great, and I'm real excited for that movie. I'm excited for it. I'm excited for the movie
Mhm.
Us. I think it's
Oh,
gonna be
yeah.
another really good year for horror. Honestly, I like how. I don't know how many years back we can go, but over the past few years, horror has been really, really fucking stepping its game up with some really good movies coming out, and I just love it because I'm sure it's all of our favorite genres. I'm like, it's about fucking time.
Yep.
It's and it's just kind of how our nation is right now.
Mhm.
You know, like I think horror is a release for a lot of people,
Absolutely.
and I think a lot of people are unhappy and scared. And you know, horror gives people, you know, like kind of like lets people be somewhere else for an hour and a half or 2 hours. So I think that's just kind of where like we are right now, and like it's doing really well. People are going to see Halloween
Hell yeah.
and stuff like that. You know, it's nothing but good for horror.
Look back to like the Dust Bowl in the 30s. Thank you, Universal Studios, creating all the original classic monsters. You know, like they were going through shit that a lot of shit, similar shit's going on right now, like
Yeah.
you said. So that's an awesome point.
George Romero would totally release a dead movie. You know, it would have been this year. He would have fucking had some like cool symbolism for like what he's pissed off about with Trump and shit like that. So in that sense,
that would've been
it's
great.
cool. It's cool that we are in that sense having a big year in horror.
Yeah.
Yes. Do you?
I'm waiting for 3 from Hell. I'm dying to see
I
that.
want to see that. That's another
Yes,
one.
girl.
So
That's another fucking movie I want to see. Do you two have Shudder?
Yes.
yeah.
I just got that last night. I found a
Nice.
code for it to get a month free, which is great.
Oh, yeah.
Then today I'm chilling or whatever, and I find a code for it for 2 months free. So I sent one to Rhiannon and I sent one to my friend James. And I'm just like, son of a bitch. I'm not mad that they got it, but I'm disappointed in myself for not fighting this yesterday so I can get 2 months free. I know it's only $5 a month, but shit, that's 2
Dude.
months.
When it's done, do a different one with a different email address.
I might do that, but then again, I might be too lazy. Who knows? I know how I get. I'll forget. I don't know. Anyways, back to this movie, Gregathy and Jonathan.
Hell yes.
Gregathy. That's your real name. I don't know if you knew that or not.
Yeah. Well,
It's Polish.
it's fucking Polish, man.
So, I guess I want to hear you guys like more thoughts on the movie and stuff, and discuss the movie more in general because you guys wanted me to watch this so bad. You want to hear me talk shit about Nicolas Cage?
What did you honestly think of the movie? Did you like it overall? I know you hate this dude, but
I thought this
'Cause
was,
I did.
I thought this was a good movie where like Nicolas Cage wasn't his typical self. Although he still did certain things that's like, oh yeah, I forgot we're watching Nicolas Cage. But this was a total different movie for him. So I was like, well, it's a horror movie. We got to get this dude to watch it because we know you hate him so much.
yeah.
But I actually thought it would be a movie where like, okay, for a Nicolas Cage movie, it's not so bad.
I thought this was better than Mom and Dad.
I liked Mom and Dad. I thought that was pretty good. But they're so different. That one and this one.
Yeah, but in the sense of the roles, he's fucking screaming and going crazy throughout
Yeah.
movies, like, and they came out pretty back to back.
Mm-hmm.
This I think he did a better job acting in.
Yeah.
Just because,
sure.
fuck, like right now, we got it on in the background, and he just got stabbed in the motherfucking pancreas,
Oh
Like-
yeah, I remember that part
real deep by this blonde sumbitch.
with that
Yeah.
tiger shirt that I like, right?
Hell yeah, man. He ripped that motherfucker right in there. It's crazy. Like, the dude's got barbed wire wrapped around his mouth. It's really
Mhm.
brutal. And that's part of the reason I do like it, is because I'm a total gore whore. And, like, anything gory like this, especially stuff that, like, Shudder helps put out, I'm totally into lately.
Yeah, I love the gore, as you guys all know, and all that stuff. But I feel like I don't like this movie. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I may have liked this movie if the story was better and if it was told better, maybe.
Yeah.
But I felt like it was just, I didn't know what the fuck was going on the whole time. That's what my problem was. And it was like,
I honestly didn't either.
I was watching it.
I think he was just trying to get revenge. And, like, crazy shit. I just took it as that. Like, it's a revenge. movie.
Yeah.
That's what's weird. Is I know that it's considered a horror movie, but it's not. I mean, it's
like-
more of a revenge movie than anything.
Yeah,
like-
it's just like this complete grindhouse Revenge.
It should have been Arnold fucking Schwarzenegger.
Oh,
It should have been
God.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, and they could have made him like gear up in his commando gear. It would have been the shit.
Could have been in the jungle. There could have been like predators.
Boom. Predator 5.
It should
Next.
have just had a better.
Predator
know.
5.
I don't know what they could have did to fix this movie. I have no answers for that one. It was just
More of the cheddar goblin.
yeah. Oh gosh, I'm glad you brought that up. I love the fucking cheddar goblin. That was my favorite part of the movie.
Was
Maybe
it?
actually, you know what? I'll say it's behind the gore. Yes, because it was just hilarious. And I was even again, we were discussing this just a little while ago. I was like, you know what would make this cool is like, say the cheddar goblin. If they made that its own movie, and it throws up macaroni and cheese, and when the kids eat it, the kids either turn evil and try to kill their parents and kill people,
Yes.
or it kills the kids. But I think having the killer kids would be cool as hell.
Yeah.
Cheddar
Yeah.
goblin. What did it say?
Style.
What the fuck was it saying? It tastes it's so goblin good or some shit. I forgot what the saying was. But
You
then
just gobbled it down.
the warning would be, don't eat the. You know what? I got it. When the kids eat the cheddar goblin macaroni and cheese, they turn into cheddar goblins and they start killing. And whoever they
That's
kill
shit.
turns into cheese and they eat those people. Boom. Done. Hollywood, call me.
Write it.
Mandy
Write it.
2.
Write it. Just buy the Nightmare Shop.
There you go.
We'll have funded, dude. I got like $20.
That's fine.
Macaroni and cheese is cheap, right?
It
Yeah, right,
really
yeah.
is. I mean,
Like
you can
$4.
get it for like 96 cents at Walmart. Probably
Yeah.
even cheaper. If you get you get the Walmart brand, boom, cheddar goblin.
There you go.
I will even throw my acting expertise in this. And I was discussing this earlier. Nicolas Cage, Corey Feldman, Jack Black, you guys call me, email me, I'll be your acting coach. Boom. I have
didn't
no
know you
experience in
didn't
acting.
like Jack Black either.
No, I don't dislike him. It's just he does the same thing in like every single movie. He's the same
Yeah.
character in every movie.
Yeah, he's just
Yeah,
a big
totally.
goofball.
And I feel the same way with Nicolas Cage in a sense. Like I feel he's the same character, but he's not. But it's like he does the same shit. He yells in every movie. He makes stupid ass faces in every movie. And he just
Yeah.
he gets on my nerves in every movie I've seen him in. Damn near. So that's I don't know. Me and him need to have a sit down. Nicholas, if you hear this, email me. horrorresearch30@gmail.com.
If you made a movie, who's your lead actor and who's your lead actress?
Ooh. Actor and actress. I don't if I made a movie, it would be a horror movie. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go with my people. I'm gonna have to say my guy Sam and Rhiannon. I want their names to get up there. Because I feel with big name, if you do a horror movie with big names, you already know who's not gonna die, a la Halloween movies, Busta Rhymes, LL Cool J. I don't like that shit. Like I feel, and yes, I know they're African American actors. I'm gonna be a little bit more professional just for this second, but I feel if you have a big name actor in these movies, I'd rather have them get killed first, just because it's like you're gonna let them survive. Come on now, like
Like
don't-
Drew Barrymore in Scream.
yes, exactly.
My God.
Fucking love you, dude.
I love you more.
That's beautiful.
Dude, we love you too, bro.
That's actually smart, though. I never thought of that. Like, I mean, like, cast is so crucial in a sense, especially when it comes to horror movies, because sometimes you know who's going to go just based on who's cast.
Yeah.
And it's I don't know. It gets boring. I mean, I'm gonna watch any horror movie. I don't care who's in it. Obviously, because I watched this with fucking Nicolas Cage. But
Right.
I had to do it. And here's another example of a big name actor. And this, I guess you wouldn't really call this a horror movie. It's like more of a
Right.
thriller. But he lives in the movie.
Yeah, you're right, though. I mean, it kind of takes some of that, fear away in that sense. You almost know who's going to go. Like, I hate to say this, I actually really enjoyed this movie, Hellfest, but I could have.
Oh yeah.
I could have
see
told
that.
you, like, okay, this character's probably going to go, and then probably this person.
Yeah.
I mean, not to say that movie was really fucking good. And I think it was supposed to be somewhat predictable. But at the same time, like, sometimes casting does that. It kind of makes things a little predictable in a bad way. It didn't really hurt Hellfest though. That movie was the shit.
Hell yeah.
I thought of that.
Yeah, I liked that
It was a
movie.
huge shout out to movies like The Funhouse and stuff like that.
Yeah, Funhouse Massacre. Fucking banshees.
Did you guys see Escape Room yet?
Yeah, I actually saw it earlier this week, and I was like, I mean, it's kind of weird. I would say it's more like a thriller, like a drama, thriller. But it was really good. I was actually impressed with it.
Mm-hmm.
I've not seen it, but I've heard very good things from multiple people.
Yeah, I was happy with it. I thought the acting was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Have you
Yeah,
guys?
it was good.
I didn't see that yet. I want to see that. Is that on Shudder or no?
No,
it's in the theater.
Yeah.
It was good. I took my daughter to see that, and she was like, "Oh my god!" Like the whole time, she's like on the edge of her seat.
That's awesome.
No, I'm sorry. I'm wrong. I got mixed up. Not that movie. I meant Hellfest.
Oh, Hellfest.
Oh,
I think it just came out to like video. I don't know if
Okay.
it's anywhere else yet. I'm not sure.
Redbox. You guys got Redbox out in New York?
Yes, sir.
All right, I
It
should be
yeah.
there.
I'll have to check that out. I want to see that.
It's good.
Good. I want to see that Escape Room too, though. I've heard good things. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was good.
Did you guys see fuck is it? House October Built? I believe it's on Netflix still.
We watched it, but it was.
Yeah, some of it.
I haven't seen the second one. I know that came out too.
I heard good things about the second one.
Yeah.
I got.
Yeah.
I'm
I'd
gonna
have
do
to
that.
watch the first one though, probably.
You know
I
what?
can't remember it, but I did see it, and I remember the doll, that like weird doll face that gets on the bus. She was scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck all that. Doll shit's.
And it looks like it's part of her. Like it looks real.
Ugh.
And what's that mask company? Is it Morbid Mask or more? And they do all the silicone masks
I'm
where
not
it
sure.
actually like goes onto your face and like moves with your face.
I don't know, but that sounds
Dagon?
awesome.
No, it's not that one. It starts with an M.
Oh, I know an N word.
But that company is who did that doll face.
I'm not sure.
I'll try and look it up.
Gutsy's looking at that.
Okay.
Greg 3. Good
Yeah.
job, Greg 3.
Yeah, it's Morbid Mask. Morbid Enterprises.
All right.
Okay, so yeah, it's that company. And so it makes it look like it's actually her skin.
Yeah, they have a lot of cool stuff.
They got a cool duck mask.
It does. It looks cool.
It's
though.
fucking brutal.
What's it called? Morbid Mask?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to check this out.
We go through Trick or Treat Studios, who actually just signed some stuff with Tom Savini. Like Tom
Yeah.
Savini's going to be making a bunch of cool
Oh
masks.
shit! Look at
Nice.
or a bunch of new shit coming this year.
Yeah,
Nice.
Trick or Treat
That's
has a
awesome.
cool stuff. So
It's gonna be the shit.
they added like Terrifier masks. and-
Uh-huh.
It's cool.
Pennywise, 3 Tom Savinis,
Yeah, it's cool.
some Return of the Living Dead stuff. Really cool. Some Creep Show stuff. Dope shit. All the new Halloween stuff. I'm excited.
Cool. I did a short film with 2 makeup artists that went to his school.
Oh, that's awesome.
wow. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's the shit.
Yeah, so that's
Man,
pretty cool.
he's really great. I know we've talked about it before, but we met him and it was a good experience. I know a lot of people haven't had good experiences with Tom.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
When we met him, he seemed really cool. I remember because I told him I was just like, you're my favorite vampire ever, because I love From Dusk Till Dawn, and I know he did a lot of his own stuff as that vampire, so it was cool to see like Tom Savini as a vampire, but he was also this like sex machine character. It was like the ultimate cool badass vampire ever.
Hell yeah, he's a shit.
Yeah,
But
that was a good movie.
Yeah, but it was cool like talking to him about that, and so it's cool that we go through the Nightmare Shop goes through Trick or Treat Studios. So when we heard that he kind of signed a deal with them, it's like hell yeah, that's awesome.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
it is.
Good for our customers.
I got that question that you guys asked me a little while ago about if you were doing your own horror movie, who would be your your lead actor and your lead actress. This is for all three of you, and you can use yourselves if you want.
Well, it really depends on what kind of movie I'm doing.
Okay, it's gonna be a horror movie.
Well, I mean, it's probably gonna be really gory.
That's fine. The gorier, the better.
I'm trying to think. It's really important. This is a big decision. It's my first movie. I don't know, man. I like a lot of famous actors and actresses, so I'd probably go with someone I like. I'd probably put Robert Englund in there, just because he's one of my idols. And I wouldn't have him, be like this runaway character, but I'd want him to be in it throughout. And actress-wise, the first chick that came to my mind was Danielle Harris, just because I think she could do any type of movie I wanted her to do. She can be cute and nimbly, or she can be badass slashing people up Hatchet style.
Yeah.
She's one of my favorite horror movie actresses. I love her.
Yeah, she's
cool.
good.
She was nice too.
She's what?
She was nice too when we met her.
Oh, nice.
I didn't get to meet her. I seen her in New Jersey at Monster Mania. Her line was just way, way too long, and I didn't want to wait 3 or 4 hours just to get her autograph. I mean,
Yeah.
I would mind getting her autograph, but I don't think I'd wait in line for anybody for that long. I don't know. Maybe Kane Hodder, because he's my favorite idol, icon type of deal, but I didn't have to wait that long. I'd wait 10 minutes.
That's
And I'm not a patient person, too. That's my problem. After about 15, 20 minutes, that's it.
I don't know why. I always feel weird asking for autographs.
Me too.
It's I almost would rather just go up and talk and ask them questions or whatever.
Yeah.
But but there's some stuff man, that'd be really cool if so and so signed this. But I always feel weird asking anyone for autographs. I don't know why.
I don't feel weird asking for them, nor do I feel weird giving autographs. It's like a circle of life, circle of autographs. I'm all for it.
See, I prefer to get a picture.
Oh, I do both. I have them sign the picture, and then I take a picture with them. I got to do both.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
The autographs we have or that we've acquired are a lot of stuff through trades and stuff at mask fests and stuff like that we've gone to, which is presented by Horror Hound.
Yeah.
Nice.
And Greg and Rhiannon, don't dodge that question about the actor and actress.
I know. We're can we, next question.
You could use yourselves. You can use yourselves if you really want to. That's perfectly fine. You're starting your own horror. It's your horror movie. And
if I make a movie, it'd be cool to be in it, but not necessarily a main character. It'd be cool if I was just someone that happened to walk by or something like that. I'd be, I remember Toby Hooper did that in Texas Chainsaw Massacre too, where he walked by and kind of looked at the camera and that was it. But I don't know. I was actually talking to you about that. I love Jeffrey Combs. I like him a lot. I think that he can do all kinds of different horror movies. So I probably like Jeffrey Combs or Richard Brake. I like him a lot as well. Who was in Mandy, actually, as the chemist.
That was my favorite part.
Yeah. And
it's really cool.
When it comes to ladies, man, I don't know, that's tough. I love Sigourney Weaver from Ghostbusters and Aliens and stuff like that. Yeah, I guess I'd go with Sigourney.
Yeah. Marie and Richard.
Yeah. Okay, now it's on you, and you can't pick both Tara Reid and Shannon Elizabeth.
Well, shit. My options are limited now. Well, considering I like to act and I write, I would want to be the main character.
Okay.
Even if I die. I don't care if I die. But it's hard because there's a few people I really want to work with. Robert Englund is one, and then Bill Moseley is another.
Oh yeah.
And Bruce Campbell. I fucking love Bruce Campbell.
He's awesome.
Bruce Campbell would be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Well, looks like he would give the warmest hugs.
I would accept that hug.
I think I would
Never,
too.
I'd never let go.
Hold me, Ash.
Forever, please.
I think if I was in my own movie, I'd want to actually be the killer.
Oh.
Yeah.
Just, I'd want to be the killer, but I wouldn't want people to know I'm the killer till like the end of the movie. Like, oh shit, it's the black dude.
Nice.
What's your weapon of choice?
My weapon of choice? Oh, that's
Yeah,
a
like,
good question.
like I'm assuming it'd be like a slasher movie, unless you do like a monster movie and we like dress you up in that or something like that. You know, but
Or would you want to be possessed?
oh, that'd be cool.
I don't know. I don't know what my weapon of choice would be. I got to think about that. That's a good question because I can't copy Jason with the machete.
Sometimes that weapon makes the movie. The weapon or the mask sometimes make the movie.
Right, like the burning. It had to be the shears.
The shears worked in so
Yeah.
many ways.
It was perfect.
Well, from a murderous podcaster, I guess my microphone.
Oh, that's cool as fuck.
Have like a
dude.
knife like
Stab
twist
him.
blade out the
Yeah.
back of it or something
A
like
blade.
You could have like
Or choke him with
Yeah.
the, you know,
Yeah.
you got the blade. You can choke him, beat him with the mic stand. I really don't know though. It'd have to be something different, but kind of something that stands out to just like that was fucking crazy, or just whatever's near. That would be my weapon. Whatever's near.
So you
That's cool.
could do a movie where you're a podcaster and like there's all these murders going on. You're trying to figure out who it is, but it's actually you.
That's where you find that out at the end. Yes.
Uh-huh.
Doing my podcast from prison at the end, and you find out that I'm the one who's killing.
It
Yeah.
like zooms out, you know, and that's when you realize like, oh shit, he's been talking from like a jail cell the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Or just talking from a room in general, and it's just like, yeah, I'm the one who's doing this.
The torture room.
Yes, there you go. And I'm podcasting as I'm killing. Boom.
Yeah.
All
But your
set.
statue's got to be in it somewhere. Your statue's got to be like,
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, man. You have to have that thing. Like, it's got to be somewhere.
Yeah, dude.
Sir
Yeah.
Sturdy will be in it. He has to be in it. I would actually like a monster movie with this as the villain, the killer. That would
That'd
be
be
awesome.
scary.
I
What's
think,
the name of it?
Sir Sturdy. That's his name.
I think they made a movie with him called Chud.
But
That's one of the coolest fucking props that I've ever seen, and
Yeah.
there's no one that has that. Correct?
correct. My brother made this.
I remember you telling us that.
Yeah, he
It looks like a sewer monster. It's cool as fuck.
I don't know when he made it, but one day he hit me up on Facebook and was like, "Yo, what's your address?" And I told him, and fucking, this was on like a Wednesday or a Thursday, and he lives in California. That Saturday, I had this was in the mail. I opened it up. I was
Aw.
like, "Holy shit, this is fucking amazing!" And I asked him, I was like, "Look, I do a I do a podcast, whatever. Is it cool if I use this as like my mascot / logo, all that? You do what you want." I was like, "Awesome." So that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I did.
It looks cool as fuck.
And nobody else has it, so if I see this on anybody else's podcasting stuff or website without my permission, there's going to be some issues because I have the actual figure right in front of me, so you can't lie and say that, all that bullshit that people like to do.
Oh man, has
So
that
is
happened?
he a sculptor? Does he normally sculpt?
Yeah, he does. I think he still teaches at a school, teaches a class here and there, and I know he takes classes. He worked for Disney for a while because he can draw his ass off too. He did something for Jurassic Park, sculpting one of the dinosaurs. I forgot which ones.
Oh.
And for Hasbro, his work is freaking crazy. And then like he does like his own stuff too, and it's weird, but it's like a good weird. It's so different.
That's awesome.
I'm gonna have to well, I probably won't do it tonight, but I'll have to share his stuff on Facebook in the group or something so you guys can check it out. But he does some really awesome
Yeah.
stuff. Really awesome work. And I didn't get that talent at all. I have another brother that can draw his ass off, do body work on cars, paint. That shit skipped me. So I'm a podcaster.
Well, that's a fucking dope podcast.
Yeah, you got to be good at something. They can't do this as good as I can do that. Do this. But, they got me in the other shit.
Hell yeah, they're out there painting cars.
And I don't think they probably don't have the disdain for Nicolas Cage like I do. But
Yeah, but how bad was it that like Bill Duke showed up in this movie? You know, like that saved it a little bit. You know,
Yeah, Bill Duke was cool.
you know, once back, you know, he was one of the best parts in Predator.
Yeah.
I can honestly say about this movie, I don't think I would watch it again. I don't think I don't. I know I wouldn't watch it again.
Yeah, we actually talked about that. It's like one of those movies you probably could watch once and pretty much remember everything about it. I mean, it's so weird and so like ridiculous that like like I don't know, because like it's one of those movies where you'll think about like because we were the same way. Like halfway through, I remember looking at John being like, "What is this movie about? Like, what are we talking about here?" You know, like I mean, it was interesting, and like the colors were cool and the shots were cool, but I mean, you were entertained, I guess. But I still really couldn't tell you what the movie is about.
It's just about this weird ass situation that will remain a mystery for the rest of our lives.
But it's you probably only need to watch it once, man.
Yeah.
If that.
Fuck that.
And it's
I don't really like looking at Mandy, so I don't need to watch it again.
You didn't like looking at Mandy?
No, dude, she scared the hell out of me.
She
guns.
She had a particular look. I'll say that. I'll just say that she it wasn't a movie where I'm like, oh my god, I want to see her again type of thing, because it wasn't. But I'm not gonna be too negative about her. But Nicolas Cage, man, that damn yelling and screaming and all that crazy shit. He needs to do another movie where he doesn't do that. That's what he needs to do. And I wouldn't mind. This is tough for me to say. I wouldn't mind seeing him doing another horror movie, like a real horror movie, but he can't survive in it. He cannot survive in it at all.
If you what kind of horror movie would you put him in? Like zombie or something like that?
Oh man, he acts so damn ridiculous. I don't even know.
World War Cage.
I get maybe a possession movie, either possession or slasher, or a mixture of both.
Yeah, he might not do bad with a possession movie.
Yeah, a possession movie, he can yell and scream all he wants, dude.
Yeah, that's the thing. Have him be possessed. Have him be the killer for a little while, or one of the killers, and then someone takes him out in the movie. People, not in real life. I don't want him to die. I don't hate him. I just don't like him acting.
I don't want him to die.
I'm not. I'm not that kind of person. I'm a good guy. Would you watch this movie again, Rhiannon?
No, one was good enough. It took me I watched half of it, and it took me 2 months to watch the second half. So I'm good.
I remember I had to watch. The only reason we ended up watching it again was because I know at one point I fell asleep. I don't think I missed much, but the first time I watched, I remember waking up like, oh, okay, cool. He's still on revenge mode, so we're good.
Yeah.
It's funny you say that. It's funny you say that because when I'm watching this movie with my wife earlier, we're sitting on the couch watching or whatever, and she's like, if you get too comfortable, you're going to fall asleep. I was like, I'm not falling asleep for this movie. And I actually didn't. Now, mind you, I did leave the room a few times because I was making something to eat. I didn't pause it. I didn't pause it.
You probably didn't have to. There were certain scenes where he was staring at the camera for 10 minutes.
Right.
You probably could have made yourself a delicious bologna sandwich, came back, and he was still fucking staring.
Yeah, she paused it for a minute for me because I guess that's when it started to get real crazy and violent. So she paused it then because she's like, it's starting to get good. This is an hour and a half into the movie, so I came out then, but I was
That's
like,
a good woman, dude. That's a good woman.
Yeah, but it's I don't know, man. And as bad as I want to blame this movie on Nicolas Cage for me not liking it, it's not all his fault because he wasn't in it for the worst parts of the movie. He wasn't in it too long. He was. Oh God, I can't believe I'm saying this.
He's in a soft spot.
No, I'm not. The actual good parts or decent parts of this movie were ones involving him because it was the parts with the kills as far as the parts that I enjoyed. It was the parts with the gory kills and the parts with the anime, and those were the best parts of the movie. And he just unfortunately happened to be in them. I did like the part where he got stabbed in the movie, but he survived, so fuck that part.
Mhm.
And it like it's this movie. I didn't like it. I didn't hate it. I wouldn't watch it again. I feel if you haven't seen it, you should check it out and grade it for yourself. And it's not Nicolas Cage's fault, and I hate that I'm saying that. Like it's tough for me. It's really tough for me saying this.
I would agree, man. I would actually agree. I think that this movie wasn't any worse because of Nicolas Cage.
It'd be like me saying I like Rod Stewart.
It wasn't any better because of Nicolas Cage either, though. I will say that. Like the parts he played, I feel a lot of people could have done it, but it's not unless he wrote the script. It's not his fault. If he wrote the script, fuck you. I'm just gonna say it straight up. But I don't think he did.
Up right now.
Because it was just, I don't know. It was weird. I don't know what the hell was. I still don't know what was going on. I could probably read the synopsis and just get even more confused. Like what the hell's going on?
All right, just so you know, he had nothing to do with the writing of this movie.
That's good. What about that's
So I mean, okay, we dodged one there.
Maybe he was just whispering ideas. Hey, do this.
He's like, let me scream a lot. I'll scream a lot.
Hey man, why don't you put the bunny back in the box?
Whatever. I like Amos and Andrew too, so he was good with Sam Jackson. That's another good Nick Cage movie.
Which one?
Amos and Andrew. It's not horror, but it's action packed.
I haven't even heard of it.
Me either. I know I'm not gonna watch that.
Sam Jackson saves it.
Yeah,
So,
I won't watch it again.
What would you guys? And I'm asking all three of you guys this. Whoever wants to answer first, go ahead. What would you guys change about this movie? If you can change anything about it.
I would have Rob Zombie directed.
Yeah.
Boom, he'd fix all of it. It'd be amazing.
I like that.
Yes.
I like that.
You stole my answer. Ladies second.
Ladies second.
I don't even really know what you could change about it. I would have Richard Brake in it more than that one part.
Yeah,
I like that.
I just probably wouldn't have made it.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have made-
It's just, it's crazy though, like how this movie, and I'll even say Hereditary or something, like how big those movies were. And it's not that I think that, Hereditary is this horrible movie. But I mean, that's another movie like I didn't really like, but it seemed like a lot of people liked, these two artsy movies. And I don't know, I'm just not into the whole art thing with horror. It's just not I don't know, I'm not into it.
Yeah, it's hard to do right. Like you said, The Shining does it right.
So that's because of Stanley Kubrick. I mean, there's certain guys that are like just can do it right. It just seems, I don't know, the last couple artsy movies, I just Neon Demon and The Witch and stuff like that, I just really haven't been into.
Me either. The Witch, I liked the goat.
Yeah, the goat.
Yeah.
That was
Black Phillip.
Sam Raimi-ish. That kind of reminded me of like Drag Me to Hell.
I did, yeah, and I did like The Ritual. That was good.
That was cool. Yeah,
I couldn't get through that.
I enjoyed it.
That was somewhat art. Or like The Void. I don't know if you guys have seen that.
Good.
I'm pretty sure it's on Shudder. It's called The Void. It's kind of artsy, but it's good. It's kind of a creature feature movie. It was cool.
I think what I would change about this movie, and this is obviously keeping Nicolas Cage in the movie, that first fucking half I would just cut out. Cut it in half. At least cut it in half, and just like give a backstory about what the fuck is going on, or what's about to happen. Give a backstory to those crazy ass people. Give a backstory to Nicolas Cage and his girl, but not like within that hour. I would do that. Give a backstory to all that, and then jump into the craziness. Like give kind of a story of why these people are the way they were, why they went after first his girlfriend, wife, fiance, whatever she was, his significant other, and then, you know, explain it a little bit better. Explain it a lot better, I should say. That would have made the movie so much freaking better because it was just like a bunch of shit was just going on without an explanation.
Yeah, too much character build.
And for this type of movie, like, I mean, and I know this wasn't really a slasher, but I love like slasher gore and all that without Terrifier is a perfect example. Without all the you don't really need a story for something like that. But with this type of movie, you need some sort of a story for and something that you can kind of grasp onto and understand. So it'll, like, as long as the movie was, you need something that's gonna grasp your attention. Because this movie, like, I had it on. I could have watched the movie on mute and got the same out of it that I watched it, you know, listening to the movie. Honestly,
Yeah. There isn't a lot of dialogue, and when there is, it makes it doesn't make a lot of sense. You know, like the scene with Richard Brake. It's kind of like I liked that scene because I like Richard Brake, but I really couldn't tell you necessarily like what the point he was trying to get across, or what the purpose of that scene was. You know, so I kind of get lost in that. I start to think to myself like, well, wait, why is this important? Is this important, or is this just thrown in there because it was that kind of movie? So
yeah. But it was just, I don't know. I really don't know. Like, it just bothers me that it just didn't have a good story to it. That's one thing that really bothered me because it was a fucking 2-hour movie. All that shit that happened in those 2 hours, they could have did it in an hour and 15 minutes or less. They could have did it in an hour. Because again, with that first hour of the movie, they could have either cut it up or just had a good story to it, and then got to the wild shit. And I might have actually liked this movie. That could have been the third Nicolas Cage movie I liked, but they fucked up.
Went and fucked it up.
And I can't. And what makes it worse for me is I can't blame Nicolas Cage for this because, I mean, yeah, he overacted in it. He yelled and all that extra shit that he does. But if the story was better, it would have actually fit this time. But somebody dropped the ball. I don't know who did it.
It's unfortunate that these things happen.
It is.
Yeah, I don't know. It was weird.
What would you rate it overall, man?
I'm gonna rate it last. I'll let you guys go first with that one.
Okay. What would you rate it?
I would give this if we're going out of 10, I'd give this 2 chainsaws out of 10.
Nice. I would say 3 out of 10.
Ooh, you're next.
I'm gonna say 3 out of 10 also. Just because I do think the gore was good. There are a couple scenes I did like, but that's about it.
I respect success. That was an extra point. Like, you know, it did a lot for horror.
Yeah, a lot of people liked it.
You know, like
A lot did.
Destroy the Brain and us might be presenting it again this year.
Wow.
So who knows? You know, it does a lot of good. So
I'm gonna give it a 1.5. And this isn't my worst rating. My worst rating was a -13 for actually I went with my brother for Tales from the Hood 2. But so I guess this was a little bit better than that. But it was just because the first hour was just so long and nothing was really going on. And again, with the whole story shit, I'm just like, what? Why? Come on, like do something. Give us something.
Yeah.
Then you had the action scenes and the animated scenes, and to me that was it. To me, and I did see online, like I seen actually on the on Facebook on the Shutter page, actually one of the Shutter pages, it was showing, you know, they show like the movie. I was reading the comments, and a lot of people really did like this movie. So there was a lot that didn't. There was a lot that did. I was just reading the comments. I wish I could remember them because I was laughing at them. But it was just, I don't know. And Nicolas Cage was in it, but again, it wasn't his fault that it was that bad. It really wasn't this time. Everything else, 100% his fault. This time, maybe like 6%. Between 6 and 15%, I'll say, was his fault. Because, like, the scenes he was in was just, I don't know. The action scenes he was in, I'll say I enjoyed. Because the blood and the guts and the gore. And he had, you know what scene had me laughing is when the porn scene when they're watching porn on TV. Someone thought that thing
Yeah.
is watching
Yeah.
porn.
Yeah.
And then him and Nicolas Cage start fighting. Nicolas Cage kills him, and he picks up the thing of cocaine and just he snorts it, grabs the weapon, packs the bag, and then I forgot what happened after that. I think he left or some shit. But I'm just like, come on, Nick, you could do better than that. You could, or maybe you can't.
That was a lot of blow.
It was.
Mhm.
Tony Montana that shit, dude.
Well, I'm glad you watched it at least, even though you hate him. Now you know.
I can't say that I'm glad I watched it. I can say this though. I will say, no, fuck it. I can't even say that because this is one of those movies. Like I always say like if I watch a horrible horror movie like this one, I'm glad I watched it because I won't watch it later on. You know what I mean? Like I got it out of the way. But this is one of those movies I don't think I would have watched because Nicolas Cage is in it, and it's out of the way. Like I know not to watch this again. But again, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't seen the movie, I know I'm contradicting myself when I say this, but you should definitely see the movie and get a feel for yourself and get Shudder. It's dope.
Mhm.
And listen, for those of you who don't have Shudder, if you want to get a promo code, I would say hit me up, but I don't have that kind of power, and you'd have to pay me. But no, seriously, just Google Shudder promo codes. That's all I did, and you'll find some. If you get the 2 months though, I'm gonna be a little bit jealous. Oh shit. Fuck. So what movie do you guys want to do next?
Oh, shit.
Nicolas Cage
I
cannot
still
be
want
in
to
the
do
movie.
Fright Night.
Fright Night.
Oh, dude,
That'd be fun,
I'm
right?
down. I love Friday Night.
Yeah.
Perfect. My brother wants to be on that one, so that one we could all do that one. Us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay,
That'd be
cool.
I had to
fun.
count that out.
All right, cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be super fun.
Fright Night sounds good.
What else?
We have like a whole freaking list, a long ass list of movies, but Fright Night will be one we can all do. When can you guys record again, you two?
Oh, shit.
Next week's a little crazy for us, but
Yeah, we got a couple shows this week upcoming, so
probably,
maybe like 2 weeks.
yeah.
That works.
Would that work for you guys?
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
I record every weekend, so any time you two can record, I'm good.
Okay, cool.
Cool. I'm down.
Yeah, that works
Yeah,
for us.
sweet. That'll be fun.
Well, I guess
Oh,
we
yeah.
can. I mean, if you guys are done, I guess we can wrap this one up and then just obviously stay on after. Everybody plug your stuff. I don't know who wants to go first, but
Go ahead.
Me? Okay. So my mind just went blank for a second. So I have a couple short film coming out, Three Bodies, One Grave on Facebook, and there is a teaser trailer on YouTube. Also, The Darknet, it's a full-length feature. I just have a small part in it, but that one is already out for pre-orders. And then my book, Broken Halo, is on Amazon by RHEANON and Nicole. And that's about it right now.
Awesome.
Well, and we are the Nightmare Shop where all your nightmares come true, and your gateway to horror.
You can find us on Facebook and Instagram at the.nightmare.shop and Twitter at _nightmare_shop. Subscribe to Blue City Nightmares on SoundCloud and shop at the nightmareshopllc.com.
that's awesome. That's beautiful. I guess it's my turn, huh? Well, if you're listening to this podcast, you probably know where to find me. But if not, first of all, Horror with Sir.Sturdy. I am on Facebook. I am on Facebook again. Podbean, iTunes, Google Play, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, YouTube, and many more podcast things. I have a Twitch, horror_with_sir_sturdy. I finally use my Twitter now. It's I forgot what that is right now. Just look for horror with Sir Sturdy on Twitter and you'll find me. I don't use it a lot. I mean, I just started using it just to try to get more people on the podcast and get the podcast out there. And definitely check out everyone's stuff, everyone's pages and all that good stuff on there. Go to my cool pages thing on there on my Horror Research 30 page on Podbean and click all those links, check them out, follow them, like them, share their pages. If they have stores, buy shit from their store. Watch their YouTube channels, listen to the other podcasts that I have on there because I support it all. And just keep enjoying horror. Let's keep making horror great. Let's keep supporting each other with all this good horror stuff because we all are big fans of it. And you know it's going to grow if we help each other out. And on that note, I'll see you in your nightmares. Just say this.